Welcome back everyone to our career mode gameplay of SRX the game. And in today's video, we're headed to Grant Park, a 3/8 mile circuit with low banking. Now the good news here is that the prize money, 11 grand to bring home the victory. So that is a little bit on the higher side compared to some of the others that we've seen that were somewhere around 6 or 7 grand. So more prize money simply means we get to our next upgrade quicker. But before we go any further, I wanted to take a moment. We've been doing a lot of races and a lot of upgrades to our car. We've even become a level 2 or a 2-star team. But I wanted to take a moment and back up just a second and show you guys the career options, because you'll hear me talk about, if you're new to the series, you'll hear me talk about whether or not I have left the difficulty the same or if I've increased it or decreased it or whatever the case may be. Right now, the AI difficulty by default in our series is expert. So if we show up at the track and before the race starts, I let you guys know that I had to decrease the difficulty level by 1 to, in this case, hard mode, then that you'll have an idea of where we started. So my idea is to get to the track, run a couple of practice laps and see, am I within a few tenths of the goal time? If I am, I leave the difficulty alone. If I am not, if I'm quite a bit slower, like in some cases we've been 6-8 tenths of a second off the pace, and I've come in and I've simply lowered the difficulty 1 notch. We go back to the track and we do it all over again. But expert is our default right now. And at some point in the future, I do want to go up to the maximum difficulty of Legend, but for right now, Legend has not even been realistic for us unless we simply want to ride around in the back with no chance of making a pass. But that's where we are so far on the difficulty. Here are the driving options that we're using. Normal for pretty much everything except for, as you can see, I've turned off the AI cars in practice just to make it very quick and simple for me to run a couple of laps to see how close we are to that goal time without worrying about interference from the AI cars. And then incident frequency is on less frequent because, well, we don't want any cautions and we really don't want any trouble on the track, but we've already seen that on multiple occasions where the AI cars will wreck in front of us because we've gotten caught up in some of those. So those are the options that we're using, and from time to time I'll try to go back in and remind you guys of where we are by default, and as well as any time that I decide to make a change to one of those options. All right, if we come over to the garage screen, of course we've been over here quite a bit making our upgrades, and the next upgrade for us is going to be the suspension. Now remember, we're only at a level 4 out of 10 on the suspension right now. So we didn't do the upgrade on it quite the same as we did with the other 3 parts. But the next upgrade we want here is in the bottom middle, $19,795. So we've got 12 grand to make before we can get an upgrade here. But if you'll take a look at the bottom of the screen, that'll be a plus 14 for us. Now, also going to be some increased condition and durability to go with that. But the plus 14 is a huge increase in our suspension, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I feel like that is going to be a big step for us as far as the handling of our car. So that's what we got to look forward to coming up next. Now, right now, even though we haven't lost any car performance, as always, I'm going to press the Y key and repair all the parts. It's going to cost us 500 bucks, but that's okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. That'll reset our durability, and we've got probably 2 or 3 races in here before we lose any performance, but I prefer to keep the amount small and keep doing this race after race as long as we have the money to do so. So if we hop over to the schedule real quick, Grant Park, 11 grand on the first place prize. Then we talk about Kenyon County. We're back down into numbers below 10,000. That's not good. So only 8,500 there. But then race number 9 is a showcase event. 20 grand is the take home there. Now Diamond Grove is a 1/5 mile track with very little banking, so that should be a lot of fun. But what we would really like to have is our next upgrade before that race, if at all possible. I don't know that it's going to be possible, but if at all possible, we would love to go to that showcase event with the next upgrade in equipment, because obviously that's going to give us our best case of finishing well and making even more money. So that's an idea of where we are here. Let's back out to the managed company for just a moment, because we did get one new employee application recently. And if I come in under facilities, under the business manager, we had Calvin Walsh pop up after our last race. Again, once I got done recording, this screen popped up. So this guy, if we hire him, and it's going to cost us $250, that's in the bottom right hand corner. Sponsor bonus, nothing there, but sponsor goal bonus, 2.5%. So the sponsor goals are where we're finishing, as well as during the race weekend. If we meet our goal times for practice and or qualifying, we get a little bit extra. Right now, I'm not going to hire this guy. I'm saving all of our money for part upgrades unless we get somebody who is offering us some kind of bonus that is just a huge increase. So I'm just going to save our money for right now. And of course, we already know that we've also gotten a team driver that has applied. Isaac has applied. Again, we're not hiring any drivers right now, but that is where we are. We are getting a few people that are trickling in over time, but we're going to hold off on all of that until we get back to where we want to be. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on with the season. Grant Park, we've already made our repairs on the car, so we're good to go there. We've talked about the garage area and the schedule. I think it's time for racing. Practice and qualifying in the books, and we were able to meet our practice goal time of 13.9. You can see we just barely got in under that, so I was very excited. Ran a couple of laps there in practice, met the goal time, moved on to qualifying. Not quite as quick there, but still pretty good. And I'm happy overall with where we are as far as speed. That'll put us in heat number 2, starting at the rear. But if you look at the bottom of the screen, it does say that we're using a custom setup. So as I've been talking the last few videos, I finally decided to bite the bullet and do a little bit of work on the 305 setup. Now, I didn't do it here in career mode. I did it in quick race mode, so I wouldn't have to worry about how upgraded the car was or wasn't. I wanted a fully upgraded car so that I could see how it was going to feel at that point once we reached a fully upgraded and as powerful a car as we were going to get. And I'm pretty happy with where things are. My plan is that I'll probably work on it a little bit more at some different tracks and see how this works out, because what I want to do is release a video here on the channel for a 305 setup, not track specific, but more of a baseline that I plan on using as I go to the different tracks, and then maybe make an adjustment or two for the different characteristics of each track, rather than doing a video for each and every track, because in all likelihood, the setup that I use is going to be very similar, and in a lot of cases, the exact same from track to track. So that's what I plan on doing. So I'll give it a little bit more work here and there, and hopefully before too terribly long here on the channel, you'll see a 305 setup video. But everything looks good so far for Grant Park. I did remember this track from the previous games. It is a lot of fun, very little banking, but it is extremely wide and should give us a lot of side-by-side, 3 and sometimes even 4 wide racing. All right, top 4 make it to the A main. Once again, I'm going to try to get down here. Have no idea, will we be able to keep up with these guys in the heat race? That is not something we can normally do. So if we can keep up, regardless of where we finish, if we can just keep up with these guys, I'm going to be very happy. Car is not handling all that well right now, but that is because I am not driving it all that well right now. I was trying so hard to keep it down on the bottom and not slide up the track that I was wasting a lot of momentum. So now we'll try to get into some kind of rhythm, because I got a feeling that these guys are going to start coming by us. We already see the guys in front pulling away. Yep, there you see the 8th position being taken from us. But this is why I did not want to create the setup here in career mode, because, well, that means it's going to change. Every time you make an upgrade to the car, then things are going to change with the handling. So better to do everything in the quick race menu, because that is your fully upgraded car. And in fact, it was actually kind of funny when I went into quick race to do some testing, because the car was so much faster than what we have in career mode. It was actually pretty funny. I got a good laugh out of that, at just how much faster the car is than what we are right now in career mode. It was pretty funny. All right, somehow we are in 9th position and not dead last. I have no idea how this is a thing. Oh, that was terrible. I missed my entry big time in the corner there. I want to get right down to that white line in the corner, or actually below it. I mean, you can actually get all the way. Wow, look at that. Yeah, that's pretty fast. That was the leader. I did not see him coming. But yeah, he came by us quick. That's, yeah, quite a bit faster. So now we're headed to the D main, where we're going to start, what is that? 2nd place.
The top 5 will advance to the C main.
All right, top 5 advance to the C main. As always, seemingly, we're starting on the outside in 2nd place. I think, what, one time we got to start on the inside. So what we want to do here is we want to get down to that inside. So I'm going to try to work my way down there as quickly as I can. All right, let's go for it right here. I think we've got our opportunity here. All right, now we're in the lead. Can we hold this? Let's just see what kind of speed we've got. Now my goal here is going to be to get right down to that white line mid-corner. Now it's going to take me a little bit to get my driving inputs to where I want them so that I can make that happen. But I will tell you that if I get below that white line in the corners, that is not a problem for me. It actually will de-wedge the car a little bit. It's not a huge difference in banking there. But like right here, getting over that white line, you can see there's a bit of a transition, almost like it just translates into a small bump there. But it really doesn't upset the car at all. But yeah, the white line is the goal in the corner. And if I can nail it, then I'll do something like that, where I can get that left front. At least the left front over there. Or you can do like that. Maybe not get quite as far close to that wall as I got right there, but you can get right up to it. And I see nobody in our mirrors. But yeah, this track is, you can see it is extremely wide. I mean, you can really arc it into these corners and maintain a lot of speed. Oh, see, I missed the corner there. Missed my entry. Yep, that was not a good one. Trying out some different things here, because as long as everything stays the way it is right now, we're easily going to make it into the C main, and we're going to need to be able to put our car right down in the middle in that corner, right down on the white line or below. So I'm trying to play around with some different ways of doing that. That was terrible. Missed my entry there as well. That was better. And right now I'm able to let the car flow out to the wall on the straights, no problem. But yeah, as we get to these lap traffic, this is much easier because of the wider track. As long as they'll give me a little bit of room in the corners, which for the most part they've been doing. All right, 6 laps to go. I noticed that the car right in front of us was in 6th position. The car we're about to pass now. So that means there's only 5 cars remaining on the lead lap. Boy, that sounds familiar to us. We've been there before, where you feel like you're doing good until the leaders come blowing by you at speeds that you can't even fathom going right now in these cars. This track is so much fun when you get it right. When the car is handling right and you hit the right line, you can just run some amazing laps. Unfortunately for me right now, I can't quite get the car to do what I want it to do. But that is very understandable. So we'll just learn what it can and can't do. All right, getting down to it, last couple of laps. All right, who is that in front of us? What position are they in? 5th position. Okay, so we haven't lapped anybody since going by the 6th position. All right, we'll bring it home. Final corner. And we will take home the victory in the D main. Up next, the C main, where we'll be starting 11th.
C main. The top 5 finishers in this race all advance to the B main.
All right, once again, top 5 are headed to the B main. We really want to be in the B main. That will ensure us that we get into that top 40. And I'm going to give it everything I've got to try to get into that B main. I'm going to hug this bottom as much as I can because I know these guys are 2 and 3 wide right now. Yep, I saw that car get position on me now. Unfortunately, if we get knocked out here, to the outside, we've got no shot. So I will not hesitate to get back to the bottom. We've got no shot running out in the outside. There's just no way to run the laps we're going to need to run to make passes to get in that top 5. Remember, top 5 is what we need. And while we would prefer to be better than the top 5, then 5th position is what we've got to have. And just making it to the B main would be a huge, huge victory for us. All right, you can see we're in 6th position right now. And I'm trying to adjust my driving style because these guys are making it very hard on me to run the line I want to run. Oh, hello. Okay, we just got body slammed right there. You can probably see the game represents that contact with almost like paint flying off the car or shards of sheet metal. But yeah, oh, we got tagged again. This guy behind us really wants our spot. I mean, he wants to be where we are for sure because he has hit me multiple times now. All right, we're not quite halfway through this race. We're in 4th position, which is awesome. We're exactly where we need to be, so I'm hoping that I can get out here and start running a little bit better laps. If I can get back into my rhythm. Maybe we can get down there somewhere around a 14 flat on a regular basis. Obviously, we prefer to be around a 13.9 or even better. Something like that would be great. But at least it seems like about a 14 flat is what we're going to need in order to maintain our position here without getting a whole lot of trouble from behind. We've managed to pull ahead of these guys. Once we got away from that one guy who kept pushing and shoving on us. All right, this guy coming by must be the leader. Holy cow. Yeah, that's the leader. And he is moving. I mean, folks, think about this. We're on lap 13. We're in 4th position, and the leader just came by us. That's how much faster than the field he's running. I mean, that's next level fast. And we're in the C main. So this guy is on it. That's a guy with enough speed that you're looking at him thinking you should not be in the C main. You should have transferred directly into the A main, so it almost makes you think that this is a guy who had some trouble in his heat race, and that's why he's down here, not because of speed. We're here because of speed, without question. All right, laps are winding down, and all of the cars that we're encountering are lap traffic. Not getting any heat from behind. The only downside I see about this track would be from a spectator's point of view, because if you notice in the center of the track, there's a lot of larger obstacles. Some of even the buildings that are small would be blocking the vision of the crowd on the main straightaway. But all of that aside, we did it. We made it to the B main. We won the D, finished 4th in the C, and now, thank goodness, we are advancing into the B main. That should guarantee us a good finish.
The B main, also known as the last chance qualifier, the top 5.
I love how they call this the last chance qualifier. For us, this is our A main. At this point in our career, this is our A main. We made it. All right, let's see what we can do with this thing now. Just because I'm really happy and excited that we made it this far doesn't mean that I'm just going to stop trying and we're just going to ride around. I mean, we're going to see what we can do with this. Obviously, the better finish, the more money. And that's what we're here for. Make no mistake about it, we're building a team. And we want the best finishes that we can absolutely get. Because if you're a racer, then it doesn't matter what position you're racing for, you want it. If you're in 10th, you want 9th. If you're in 9th, you want 8th. So that's just the way it goes. Ow! Hello. So yeah, little love tap there. All right, not too bad. I was a little worried that we might be around last place, just struggling to keep up. But that is not the case. We're in 12th. We're doing quite well for ourselves. Getting some pressure from behind, but I wouldn't expect anything less. Car's handling just fine. Again, we don't have the grip that we want. We don't have the power that we want. In fact, I'm going to have to be very careful not to go into quick race mode and drive this track right now after I get done here, because it would just be hilarious at just how much quicker we would be there. Oh, I did not get through that corner good at all. So we're going to lose that spot, at least temporarily. I'm going to see if we can't get this back, though. Yeah, I remember from All-American Racing. I don't remember if it was in the very first game or not, but I remember it was in All-American Racing, and it was a blast to run laps around this place. And right now, it's no different. These are the perfect size car, in my opinion, for a track like this. Alright, somehow we've made it up to 10th. That was not a good entry to the corner. I got down to where I wanted to be, but I scrubbed off way too much speed to get there. Alright, 8 laps to go. And we must be side by side for 10th here. I know we were close. Oh, there I see him in the... Yeah, I'll take that. Now we're up to 9th. This is awesome. A top 10 in a B main. Oh, hello. There comes the leader. So if you're wondering how fast the leader is, yeah, there he is. All right, so we're back down to 10th. All right, let's see. Is 9th place running away? Who is this guy coming by? Is that 2nd? No, that's 15th. Okay. Well, that's not good. We're getting past by the 15th place car. I'm going to try to get back to his inside. Let's move on by. Look at 2nd place coming through here. Again, these guys are flying. So, again, if you're wondering, how much more speed do we need before we can think about making it out of the B main and into the A? Well, here are your leaders in the B main, and that's how much faster they are than us right now. I am amazed at just how fast the 9th place car is. Now that he got by us, I mean, we managed to get by him, but he must have found another gear or something. Let's hop up here. Where is, let's see, the leader, and then 2nd place was only 4 seconds behind, or 3.5. But then look beyond that. I mean, we're a full 13 seconds for 3rd place. I mean, these guys, the 1st and 2nd guy, were pretty fast overall, but that will not dampen our spirits. We finished in the top 10 in the B main. That is a huge accomplishment for us. Now we just need to keep this going at every track, and there we are, top 30. That's where we want to be. You make it to the B main, you get to the top 30, and that is exactly where we want to be. That's not going to hurt our season standings any at all. Love that name, the race winner, Peter Quackenbush. Great name. That is an awesome name. Now remember, that's the winner of the A main, not the B main. But Quackenbush, that is awesome. I love that name. All right, so let's see how much money we made. Race payout, $4,723. Not too bad. Again, this is one of the lower payouts that we've seen. So overall, we're going to come home with about $8 grand. Not quite enough to do our next upgrade, but it gets us that much closer. So that's going to do it for today. I had an absolute blast here at Grant Park, and hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and stick around for more SRX, the game.